Welcome, everyone, to the L7C podcast Dragon Ball edition. Today, we are going to be talking about Dragon Ball Super Chapter number 77, and we have our Dragon Ball expert, Mitchell Osso. How are you doing today, sir?
Doing fantastic, sir. We're in person together for the first time in quite some time. Good to see you, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the last one we actually did in person. Man, was that still when I was going to say Moro was running around, or?
Yeah, it was Moro at some point, but I can't remember. It's been a while.
But we are in person because I'm here celebrating your birthday weekend, because by the time you listen to this, it'll probably already passed, but October 25th is actually Mitchell's 30th birthday. So shout out to Mitch turning 30 by the time you've listened to this.
Well, if you're listening to this slightly after my birthday, it might be right before Martin's birthday, which comes out on the comes out like
a chapter,
October 30th. So yeah, we have October birthdays here, and have another birthday that we can actually celebrate.
We can celebrate right now.
I'll probably always mispronounce it because I'm never good with Japanese names, with all due respect. The Japanese voice actor for Goku, Masako Nozawa, I can never pronounce it correctly, so I have to pronounce it slowly. Her birthday is also on October 25th. I share birthday with her.
She'll be turning 85.
Yeah, 85 and still grinding it out, at least from the last time that we had the Super Anime. So hopefully they can get the anime going again, and she can get back to doing what she does pretty damn well good.
Being the voice of Goku.
Yep, look forward to that. So happy birthday, Masako.
So with the chapter 77, literally titled Bardock, the father of Goku, and I mean it's basically a retelling of how Bardock was the savior to Monedo and Granolah and his mom, and you see the whole flashback going through. Mitch, what did you think of this chapter? Like, what were some favorite moments for you in this? Like, it's basically just a flashback.
Yeah, so I'm just going to briefly just go over just at least just a chapter. I don't think I have to go into specific details, kind of like what the other ones was. But the flashback starts. It's on planet Serial. You see the Ceruleans and the Namekians, because there are actually a decent amount of Namekians on this planet as well. You know, they're coexisting, they're working together, and it's just, everything's great. The full moon comes out one night, and the Saiyans invade, and, you know, they're just decimating the planet in their grade 8 forms. Frieza's henchmen are coming down to assist, and all the Namekians are getting gathered up, and they're getting destroyed. And Monedo is the only remaining Namekian, and the Grand Elder, the guru of this planet, I guess we call him, gives Monedo the last 2 remaining Dragon Balls, and says that, you know, you know what to do, blah blah blah. And so the Namekians are wiped out. The Ceruleans are not doing any better against the Namekians. They do figure out though that the moon is the reason why they're in their grade 8 forms. So one of their warriors destroys the moon and reverts all the Saiyans back to their humanoid forms. They do think that now they have a chance against the Saiyans, and they find out really quick from Nappa, actually, that they do not have a chance. And they get wiped out some more, and including that one that destroyed the moon, but it shows Bardock, you know, from the very first time that we ever saw Granolah in his dream about the Saiyan or the grade 8 that was about to poked his head through the hole in the roof of the church, and, you know, it was Bardock. We see what happens from that point on, and that is Bardock reverts to his human form, and Granolah's mom, she is shielding Granolah, and she shoots and blasts off part of Bardock's armor, and Bardock is just completely unfazed, obviously. And but before this happened, I did forget to mention that Granolah was not knocked unconscious. He just fell unconscious after he saw the great ape. Like just that fear that of the danger knocked him unconscious. That plays a part in what's coming up. I forgot to mention that. But after Granola's mom blasts off his armor, Bardock has a flashback to his wife, and this is a moment in which Goku is just born, and there's some dialogue between what was Goku's mom's name?
Jin.
Jin.
Yeah, G-I-N-E.
Genie or Jin.
Jin.
I'd have to watch the Bardock or the Broly movie probably to get the verbiage on that. But they start talking about how Bardock needs to name Goku, gives them the name Kakarot. That Saiyans don't have any feelings, and blah blah blah. Well, that kind of actually resonates with Bardock that a mother and a son are there, so he spares the life of Granolah and Granola's mom. Some of the scouts or Saiyans inform Bardock that they need to leave because Frieza's on his way, and Bardock says that he's going to stay and search for survivors and kill them, even though there's one right in this church hidden from the other Saiyans. So the other Saiyans leave. Bardock puts on his scouter and discovers that there is a low power level of a being somewhere in the mountains. He contemplates if it's actually just random animal wildlife, but because of how they are moving around the environment, they're too sophisticated for that. Essentially, kind of the verbiage there. And Bardock takes Granolah and his mom over to where Monado is. And Monado tries to, swing his staff at Bardock, and Bardock blocks it. He's surprised that it is a Namekian there, and he makes the comment that, Monado went from a power level of 5 to 213, so he knows how to keep his power level hidden. He introduces Monado to Granolah and his mom and asks if he can let them take shelter there. And Monado says yes and asks why is Bardock doing this? What's his ploy? Bardock says he just felt like doing it, and that he's going to leave. But Monado asks for Bardock's name, and he replies with Bardock and tells him to hold up. Actually, that doesn't happen. Yeah, 1 second. So sorry. Then in the we jump back to the present, and Granolah is completely surprised to hear that a Saiyan is the reason why he's alive. Then Monado apologizes for keeping a secret, and then he asks Goku, he's like, "Are you related to Bardock at all? You're like the spitting image of him." And Goku says, "No, I was raised on Earth by Grandpa Gohan. I don't know anything about Saiyans." And Vegeta looks over at him and makes the remark that Bardock was none other than your father. Goku, never knowing the name of his father, is shocked. Granolah is shocked. Monado's like, "What a twist of fate that you're that man's son." Granolah can't believe that he's been fighting the son, the guy who saved him. And Goku says he knows nothing about his dad. And Vegeta makes and we're going to visit this just for a brief second afterwards, a funny remark saying that in any case, your soft-hearted nature clearly runs in the family. Okay. Then Granolah asks, well, what happened to his mother? And asks Monado why didn't his mother survive? And then Monado continues the story, and it starts that Bardock is about to leave, but with the injury to his arm, even though it's not really that big, to be honest with you, from Granolah's mom firing that blast at him, he heals Bardock, and he says that that Namekians can do it, but it's very difficult, and some can heal like instantly, but not him. Then out of nowhere, Bardock's scanner goes off, and that there's people nearby, and him and Monado go to investigate, and they find out that it's the Heeters. Bardock, kind of in shock that the Heeters are here, and then he goes on to explain who the Heeters are. That they're middlemen, basically, in between Frieza conquering planets and then selling the planets to other races, and then Frieza gets a cut of that, and typical Heater stuff. They mention that Australians and Namekians are a quote out of the picture, and to contact the Sugarians to negotiate a deal, and just that they're going to overtake Frieza someday using money, and information, and all this other hoopla stuff. So, typical stuff. And Gas makes a remark that one day that they're going to take or reign supreme over Frieza's army. And as Bardock and Monado are sitting there or spying, Granola's mom comes out to investigate. And then after that, Granolah wakes up and stumbles out of the Namekian house, and he's looking for his mom, and he sees her, but not knowing that Bardock saved them, sees Bardock's tail, and then freaks out and yells, "A Saiyan!" Just in surprise. Bardock and Monado turn around, completely in shock. The Heeters hear Granolah, and Monado uses a force to knock Monado out, puts him unconscious again. Granolah or Bardock is pissed that he what's the word I'm looking for? Sabotage their hiding spot there, and demands that Monado give him his robe. And when the Heeters come over to investigate, Bardock appears to be about to kill Monado and Granolah and his mom. And the Heeters make a comment that a Namekian and a Cerulean have survived. And then Alec asks Bardock, and who might you be? And Bardock states that he was just about the two survivors that he found. And Alec makes a remark that you must be one of Frieza's men, and then get on with it. And Bardock doesn't kill him, and Alec asks the question, well, are you having second thoughts? And Bardock lies and states that the Namekian must have used some strange power to maybe prevent him from, blasting him, and maybe it's worth checking out before killing him. But then Alec decides that he's going to just kill Granola's mom, and he blasts her right in the heart, and then she stumbles to the ground, and Bardock is in shock. Monado is shocked, and Bardock gets pissed, and Alec tells Bardock to finish the job. And Bardock getting pissed, Gas notices that Bardock is getting pissed, and Bardock turns right around and does a huge blast towards the Heeters. But Gas, the first action that we've seen of Gas, he zooms right in front of them, puts up a force field over everybody, and the blast occurs, and it's pretty large. And then after the smoke settles, the Heeters are fine, and we find out that Bardock and Monado, Granolah and Granolah's mom have disappeared, and they ditch out into the forest, and Monado makes the remark that he can't save Granola's mom. and Bardock can't believe what he's gotten himself into, and he makes a remark that the Heeters are going to come look for them, and they do. Gas is informed that he needs to go and search for them, and then you see him blast off, and the other 3 Heeters are going to go and do whatever it is that they need to do, and that's that of that panel, or that flashback, I should say. In the present, we see that the Heeters have arrived to the planet, and Alec makes a remark to Gas that are you thinking of that night 40 years ago? Making a remark that Gas and Bardock must have fought, and Gas says yes. And so Bardock and Gas fought, and Alec asks, I get it. In a way, your own revenge is tied up in all this. And Gas says that he will not suffer such indignity ever again. So Bardock obviously won whatever scuffle that we're about to see in the next couple chapters and the next flashback. And Gas says that he has grown strong. And Alec says, you sure have, but it never hurts to have insurance. And he pulls out the one Dragon Ball, and then they're making their way to the second one to make, their wish. And that's how the chapter ends.
All right. Just a couple quick things on that. So, first thing, which I guess I'll have to rewatch this scene, because Frieza never said Bardock's name when they fought on Namek.
No,
neither did Vegeta.
None did. So that scene was when Goku arrived. Mm-hmm. Frieza said, "You looked like a Saiyan that like I've seen before. Mm-hmm. You must be that Saiyan's son, or that Saiyan must be your father." One of the words, and that was whenever Goku was like, "I don't care." Mm-hmm. And then that was whenever they started fighting. I don't remember if that was before or after Vegeta got killed.
Do you remember when Goku was having like that flashback, I guess dream thing with like Vegeta was in it, and like
where Vegeta was not wearing clothes for some reason?
Yeah, that was weird. Like I didn't know. I don't remember Bardock being in that too, but that was just beside the thing. And then with the twist of all twists, like he like killing Granola's mom, that was crazy. But it kind of made me think of Granolah has a lot of similarities to Vegeta then, because I guess he's been working with someone who killed his parent. And well, I think Vegeta knew.
But Vegeta knew that it wasn't a meteor that.
Yeah.
Or no, he suspected.
He suspected, and then Zarbon was the one who told him. Or was it Dodoria when he? Which one?
No, before. Who was
Chui? Kui.
Was it Kui or Pui? Because there's Pui.
No, it was Chui because he was like purple backhead. Yeah,
correct.
Because he told him, was like, oh, it was Frieza. Like I suspected. Now you just confirmed it. So
yeah,
they have similarities in that too. That's.
Yep, it's basically copy paste. Going back to what I was hoping for I was hoping that Granolah was like the Prince of the Ceruleans, and then we were going to have Prince Cerulean versus Prince of Saiyans, but we didn't get that. But like what you said though, it's they share very similar backstories. Just replace Frieza with Heeters and replace just Saiyans with Ceruleans in terms of race.
And obviously then it looks like Bardock did not tell Frieza that they were going to get betrayed by Alec and them, because obviously they're still alive. Frieza would have killed them.
Yeah. So it's, maybe Bardock didn't have the chance to tell Frieza.
So like this happened right before
Broly
and Frieza blew it up.
Yep. Because, Goku still had to have been a kid, and in this little tiny flashback, this happened right... he at least acknowledged that he had to give Goku his name. Mm-hmm.
That's actually a good point. But no, this was a good flashback thing. It's really put Bardock in the forefront. Like, this dude was trending the whole while when his stuff came on. I know a lot of people, which I do too, really like the shot when it's just like Bardock standing. But it's just like, where the hell is it? When Bardock meets Granolah and his mom for the first time. A lot of people like that shot of...
It's a pretty good still shot, just, showing just just Bardock and his sand armor. You know, it's pretty good drawing. I can't even get the word out.
Torotaro.
Yep. Yeah. Look pretty good.
But it's interesting now because, like, I can't wait to see the next chapter. Like, Granola's going to be like, all this time I thought the Saiyans killed my mom and it was a dude I was working for. And if Vegeta says something like, I've been there. Frieza killed my dad. Frieza killed Kakarot's dad.
Yep.
And, like, this. And, like, but Moneto, dude, I think he's the... What? He could have told this from the start. Like, I don't know why he waited until all three of these people were about to die. And
Yep.
But now, with Gas first person he's probably going to fight now is Goku.
Or will it be just Granolah?
Well, he's talking about the revenge thing, so I'm like, if he sees a dude who looks like the dude who, that might have been Gas's only loss ever, and he sees that guy, he might be like, oh, I have to kill you, like sins of the father to the son.
I think you're, and again, these are predictions, I think you are almost going to be right. I think what'll happen is whenever after, I assume the Heeters are going to make their wish, they're probably going to make Gas really strong, or they're going to do something. Gas is going to get the benefit of that wish. It's one wish, right? Or did they get two? One.
I thought it was one.
Just one.
2 Dragon Balls.
Yeah, 2 Dragon Balls, one wish. But yeah, I think Gas is going to get a huge power up or some sort of moveset that's, sophisticated, whatnot. But they are then going to fly, them as a group, Granolah and Goku, all them, that group. They're going to fly over to where the dragon is, right as the dragon disappears.
Yeah.
And then Gas is, like what you said, he's going to see Goku, and he's going to want to fight Goku first.
My thing with that, I don't know when Elec said we're going to get the Saiyans. Did they not see pictures of Goku and Vegeta? Wouldn't have Gas have known, like, back then that this dude looks like the guy who beat him? Or did they not know what they looked like? They just knew. But no, they looked at 73's data, didn't they?
They did.
So wouldn't they know pictures of what they look like?
They should. Now, the only thing I can think of is maybe Gas doesn't know what Bardock looks like. He's only seen him under the cloak. So depending on what Bardock is dressed as in the next chapter or 2 chapters, whenever they do this flashback, whenever it occurs, maybe Gas has no idea. But what I was thinking was, I mean, you bringing it up actually kind of does change the narrative there for me. So, like, if he doesn't know what Goku looks like, and he's not going to want to rush at Goku, he could equally rush at any of the Saiyans. But I think what's going to happen is Granola's going to, Moneto's going to tell Granolah, yeah, Ella killed your mom, or the Heeters killed your mom. And then Granola's just going to get into a blind fit rage, because that's all he's ever been, is just blind fit rage. It's going to
be worse now, because, like, you guys have lied to me for
40 years.
40 years. Yep. My thing, what if it's crazy? Because I know the main reason Frieza killed the Saiyans, the fear of the Super Saiyan legend and all that. But what if Elec told Frieza that the Saiyans were planning to betray him before Bardock could have told Frieza that it was Elec in them? And that's when Frieza's like, this Super Saiyan thing's already bugging me out, and you guys are planning to betray me? I gotta kill you all. That would be crazy. That would be
actually pretty nice. That would be, as long as Frieza acknowledges that, like, the Saiyan, the Super Saiyan prophecy was always on his mind, and then Elec being the tipping point of that. But then doesn't that go against then Beerus?
It does go against Beerus. Because Beerus said you can get rid of.
Oh, Beerus told him right at the beginning of this arc. This is not like something of like 5 years ago when Super first just started. He told him 4 or 5 months ago that as he's training with Vegeta, why don't you destroy me? I'm the one who told Frieza to kill the Saiyans.
He brought up in Resurrection F2, but Frieza initially when he got that order could have been like, but they work for me. So that's just going to be more work for me. But then, like, when he heard from Elec that they're going to plan to betray him, because Frieza could have been like, he already has control of all of them. They're not going to do shit to him. But Elec's like, they're planning on betraying you soon. Then that's when Frieza's like, all right, I'm going to do it.
Well, that would be, as long as those three things are kind of all blended in together.
That would be
then nothing gets retconned, nothing gets contradictory there, and it's good. And Frieza's just like, okay, Super Saiyan, I don't believe it, but it's bugging me. And then he's like, Beerus told me to do it. I don't really want to. They're doing all the work for me. And then it's like Alec is like, his main business partner's like, hey, Saiyans are trying to betray you by trying to kill me. You're next. And then he's like, okay, three strikes. I gotta get rid of them.
Yeah, that might be, and that would, Toriyama and Toritaro, that'd be mind freaking blown there. I guess next month, but you brought up Frieza, man. There's only 2 more months left in the year. Still no Frieza.
No Frieza.
No Frieza.
I don't think we're going to get Frieza this year. Now the question is do we get him by March? I mean, 5 chapters. Do you think you'd see Frieza?
I think so, because now we're getting to the point where Goku's team is going to meet up with the Heater team, and sooner they're going to have that confrontation. But I don't know how effective they're going to be, because there's only one Sensu being left. Unless Monado has improved his healing abilities from when Bardock was around to heal them all, they're going to get killed.
I think Monado's getting killed.
Oh, he's dead. Granolah might kill him in a fit of rage, like you've lied to me my entire life type thing.
Yeah. And then, they're going to have to use the Earth Dragon Balls to, bring certain people back. Do they bring back any of the Ceruleans? Do they bring back Granolah's mom?
That's interesting, because...
But they don't bring back Bardock.
Yeah, because I feel like at that point... we could finally get those fan fiction things of like Goku finally meeting his parents and like, but Goku doesn't need the Dragon Balls to meet his parents. Instant transmission, you can just go to the other world.
Yep.
Unless they're like spirits, go find their little spirit and ask King Yemma for a favor. He already owes you like 10 billion, so just ask him to have your parents' body for a day. Like, like shoot, there was times where I thought Goku Black was Bardock's body, but hey, that was a failure. So.
I got it wrong too. I thought Black was, Future Trunks is Goku's dead body, just possessed by demons.
Yeah, that all died. I went to Goten round. I went to Tuffle. Tuffle was my favorite, but neither here or there. And
we need some. I just want to know how Frieza is going to what's Frieza going to do, because I imagine Gas is going to have to be stronger than all these guys, so Frieza's not going to do a damn thing. But then on the flip side. On the flip side, I look back at, these flashbacks. I'm like, how, Bardock isn't that strong. Back then we're talking about,
are they going to retcon it and Bardock's going to go false Super Saiyan? Like that Bardock versus like Frieza's like ancestor thing? Are they going to retcon that and make that canon? They're going to make Bardock the connector of all things, like this is Xenoverse 2?
I don't know. Maybe. Is Bardock going to... Are we going to see Chilled? Are we going to see a flashback of Chilled?
Maybe. Like, shoot.
But I just don't understand how these power levels are just fluctuating even worse than what they are, because it's ridiculous. We've always had a problem, but now we got people that are the strength of Raditz now becoming the strength of Beerus, all within a chapter, and it's funny though. But hey, it makes for an interesting story. But I just don't know how Gas is so confident in his strength whenever I don't think he's stronger than Dragon Ball Z Frieza.
No, I don't think so either, but we'll see on that. Before we get into Chris Ayers, we already shouted out your birthday.
Well, there's actually one thing that we need to actually talk about. So before we get into that, Vegeta's remark.
About the kind-hearted nature of the Pops?
Yeah, so that, I get it, Z was written 20 years ago, but you gotta kind of remember, the very first page that Toriyama wrote, or maybe not the first page,
of Goku's dad being an average scientist.
Yeah, being an average scientist. Or that Goku came to the planet, and Goku was relentless. Mm-hmm. He was a typical Saiyan baby douchebag. Mm-hmm. And he was just destined to grow up and destroy the Earth. But he fell down that that mountainside, clunk his head, and it resets him, and then Grandpa Gohan teaches him to be good.
Right.
Okay, that is why Goku is good. It is not because this kind-heartedness runs in his blood.
His mom seems nice, but she wasn't. No one even knew what she looked like until 2 years ago.
Yeah, until the Broly movie came out. So and she has been, like what you said, she's been nice in every panel that she's been drawn.
Mm-hmm.
In the movie, she seems nice. And Bardock is not this relentless killer. And that's fine. I don't have a problem with Bardock, seeing the evil of his ways and, a slight character development arc there. But now maybe this is just, Vegeta. Okay, let me play devil's advocate to the people that are bashing this, because I did think this and I just remembered it. Maybe Vegeta has never been told how Goku came to be good.
That's true. Well, no, they watched the fight with, I guess how much, because I know Goku told Raditz when it was on King, I was about to say King Kai, Master Roshi's island, that he hit his head as a baby, so he lost the mission. And then, they were talking about, Raditz when he died, saying that the two Saiyans stronger than him have been watching, this whole fight. I don't know if that was mentioned again in the fight, because then they would have known that he hit his head.
Was his scouter on when he got to Master Roshi's house? Was that...
That's true, too.
Was that listening?
I thought he was there scanning people's power levels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so... But if they weren't listening, then that's a good point. But, they're just...
So, that's another thing, is maybe that line's not as terrible as what some people are making it out to be, as long as Vegeta did not know.
Right.
Because then Vegeta would connect the dots for Vegeta if he never knew that Goku bumped his head. Right. Why is this Saiyan so good?
Before we go, just paying our respects to Chris Ayers, there was one more other thing. We did your birthday, turning 30. The voice actor of Goku, Masako Nozawa, Masako Nozawa turning 85. There's also another big anniversary on your birthday, and that is October 25th, 2016. It is the 5-year anniversary on Monday of Xenoverse 2. Probably one of the top 3 greatest Dragon Ball games of all time, turning 5 years old and still kicking with DLC. They're releasing Super Saiyan 2 Khalifa and others this
Congratulations to them. It drives me nuts, though. For all the listeners, Xenoverse 2, great, fantastic game. Xenoverse 1, fantastic game.
Even though their whatchamacall was terrible. Season pass in Xenoverse 1.
My problem with the Xenoverse is that I have been on the wrong end of these equations in regards to their season pass. So Xenoverse 1, I had the season pass. I was ready for it. There was just not a lot of content that came out. It was absolute garbage. And then they released Xenoverse 2. I didn't get the season pass because I didn't trust it. And then all of a sudden, bam, they pump out stuff for 5 years. And now I'm so far behind.
It'd be a new game.
It'd be a new game. All I can do is just watch on YouTube for free what's all going on and the cool stuff. And so maybe whenever they announce Xenoverse 3 is going to come out, I'll just buy everything that's up on there, play catch up, and then just enjoy the third game whenever it comes out too. So yeah, it's fun. It's a fun month to have a birthday because all these new games get their releases in the October, sometimes September, but November time frame, to gear up for the Christmas, the holiday season. So, when our birthdays come around, when our parents used to ask us what we wanted, well, we knew exactly what we wanted. So
Xenoverse 2, over 7 million units sold.
That's insane.
In the 5 years now it's on.
Another beef I have with the Xenoverse 1. You couldn't play as Demigra, but then whenever they released the game for the Switch, he became a playable character. Now that's fine for, the Switch. That's great, but it never became downloadable content for the other consoles.
That was bad.
Frustrating.
Last thing, Dragon Ball voice actor Chris Ayers passed away at 56 years old. For the Dragon Ball fans, he's best known for playing Frieza in Dragon Ball Kai and the Frieza in the new Frieza of the new generation, and he's been doing that very well. That was a very sad passing for the Dragon Ball community. The voice actors of Goku and Vegeta talked about it. The big YouTubers, Geekdom, 101 and Unrelenting Gaming talked about it, and Mitch just expressing our condolences for him and his family.
Yep, Chris.
And he'll be missed.
Chris, rest in peace. Thank you for your service and all the entertainment you brought us. I mean, the
Frieza laugh was fantastic.
It was fantastic. I mean, with his body of work. I mean, with I forget who the voice actor of Frieza was back in Z, which whoever did that fantastically. But like I can think of Chris did some phenomenal stuff. Like his voice acting, for example, for Frieza when 17 and Topo, that whole scene, bone-chilling stuff, great impersonation of arguably the greatest anime villain of all time. Chris, you couldn't have asked for a home run that was smacked so far over the fence as to what he offered. And if we're going to stay in the theme of Dragon Ball here, I hope that he checked in at Otherworld just fine, no problems, and I hope he's enjoying his time there. And till we meet again. Well, I never met him, but but yeah, condolences to him and his family and everyone that knew him personally. Like Sean Shamel had a very touching post about him and how devastated he is, rightfully so. And just prayers to everyone who this has affected, whether it's huge or small.
That's it for the Dragon Ball podcast. Last just quick thing is Mitch, just recently we went over 2,000 listens, total listens on the L7C podcast. You have a couple hundred of those listens.
I'm so salty that this is coming out.
We recorded
after. I was wondering if we the Dragon Ball universe was going to push us over 2K.
If it was before the basketball one, it would have been you.
The NBA. Well, no, the NFL one. So Evan Debo, our NBA expert. FYI, he's terrible at fantasy football, but maybe if we did fantasy football, basketball, he'd be a whole different story. But I love you, Evan. Sorry, but we got to text me. He pushed us through to the 2K, but thanks for everybody else who's contributed to this podcast and everyone that's supported. Even if Evan didn't do it, our producer Justin, he would have. He's our NFL expert and also our gambling expert on sports betting, and a little bit better at fantasy football. But we'll discuss that another day. Maybe Justin will lead a charge of a fantasy football podcast.
In the year of 2022.
Yeah, 2022. But it's fantastic to be a part of something, and I'm ready for another year.
Awesome. And can't end it better than that. With that being said, thank you everyone for listening to the L7C podcast. We'll be seeing you guys later.
Have a good one.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the L7C podcast. Be sure to like, rate, review, and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on all social media platforms, and we'll be talking to you guys soon. Take care.